do it, how you did it, how you get it done. Is it passion, automatic, or you do it for fun? Every episode, it's full of knowledge and some game just to let you know you still out here making moves, even if it's slow. Don't worry about it, be on your way. Only God determine your fate. You gotta jump, just don't wait. This the fly guy, baby, and you know I'm on my way. Just tune in, you can catch a play when you listen to
these bars for breakfast on a weekday. Come and see who on the guest list. Crypto, credit, and real estate investments. Looking for some entrepreneurs to tell me just how you do it. These bars for breakfast on a weekday. Come and see who on the guest list. Crypto, credit, and real estate investments. Looking for some entrepreneurs to tell me just how you do it.
What's going on, y'all? It is your host, Freshie the Fly Guy. I'm here with my co-host.
It's the girl Nicole Millionaire Welton.
And we are on Bars for Breakfast, Season 2, Episode 1. Listen, y'all, let's talk credit. What we're going to be doing on this season, and what's going to make this season so official, is we want to make sure that every time you tune in to the podcast, that you're able to walk away with more value, some strategies, and some plans of action to get you where you want to be in life, right? And so what we're going to do, though, that's going to make it even more powerful, is we're going to open up the platform for you. What that means is that if you have any issues in your life right now with your credit and your personal needs or real estate needs, tap in. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Instagram. If you don't have our Instagram name, it is Bars for Breakfast Podcast. Go ahead and follow us right now so you can get those questions that you have answered live on the show. So today's topic is said, let's talk credit, right? Everybody knows I am the Royal Credit King, right? And that I take credit very seriously, and I want to be able to provide y'all with so much value that it allows you to be able to make those decisions in your life to change your life, right? And before you can understand those things, I have to get down to the basics. I got to bring you back to the reality that it's not as hard as it may seem. This is cutting me off. You see where I'm at over here? Like, so turn that around so we can get, all right, cool. Perfect. All right. Want to make sure Facebook can see us. Want to make sure Instagram can see us, and our viewers in the studio audience. Listen. So you got to make sure you get down to the surface, y'all. So the first thing you have to do when it comes down to your credit is you have to remove the personal information that's not true. That's the name. That's the address. That's the phone number. The job. Those things matter. Now, I know you might be thinking they don't matter. You're like, it's they got my name spelled wrong, or they got the wrong address, and it's just like it don't make a difference. No, it does. Okay? And I'm gonna go over that with you right now and explain to you why that matters. Okay? And so once we do that, what I want you to do is hold yourself accountable, because they say when you know better, you do better. Well, right after you finish tuning into this live, you can go do the stuff that I'm gonna be telling you. All right. So my beautiful wife, aka the host, is going to really be engaging on the Facebook video, and I'm going to be engaging mostly on the Instagram, because it is bugging me out to try to look both ways for y'all. Right. So as when she speaks, she'll be speaking directly into the Facebook. I'll be talking to Instagram. Okay. So how you do it, right? How do you know what's not right on your credit report? How do you know how to fix it? Who do you talk to? Who do you call? And so this is the first thing you need to do. Do not allow yourself to think that Credit Karma is going to give you all of that personal information on your credit report. That is the first thing you must not do. Okay? A lot of people talk bad about Credit Karma and things like that. I don't talk bad about them. I'm just telling y'all that the information from Credit Karma is incomplete. Based off of what you see, right? You see Equifax, you see TransUnion, but you do not see Experian. That's incomplete. So you really don't know exactly what's going on your credit report until you get the full consumer report. Okay. Now, there are multiple credit monitoring services that you can buy that would allow you to see exactly what's on your credit report. Okay. And so those are like Free Credit Report. You got My FICO. You got Identity IQ, you got Credit Hero Score, you got Smart Credit. These companies are going to give you a full picture, right, of what's going on your credit report, your jobs, your addresses, your phone numbers. They're going to do that. Now, when you get that information, I need y'all to understand this. You need to fine comb it. All right, you gotta fine comb it. It's not like, people make it seem like, okay, just tell them to take it off and take it off. No, you want to make sure you know why you're taking this stuff off. You want to make sure why, you know what I'm saying, you fine combing it and going through every aspect of it. Okay, so let's talk about your name. Let's say that on your credit report, your name is incorrect. Now, it could be missing letters. It could have extra letters, right? I'm Tashana, the credit coach, and they'll be like, yeah, it's Tashana. That's not my name, right? So I allow that to be there. What happens is there are accounts that's actually connected to that incorrect name. So imagine if they spelled your name wrong and they have a whole account that is not your name, why should you pay that? Why should you be liable for that? That's not me. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're probably wondering, like, how did that happen? How did they get the wrong spelling of your name? Because obviously you wasn't the person that misspelled it, right? Well, here's how they did that. When you go to apply for something, far as like a credit or application or a car loan, mortgage loan, any of that stuff, excuse the sweat, y'all, it's hot in there. But listen, when you go to apply for that, it's somebody else typing in your name. Or if you're applying over the phone, there's somebody else typing in your name. So you might have told them what your name was, but they just misspelled it. And now it's on your credit report. Here's how you get that removed. You contact them by phone. All right? A lot of people say, oh, do it in writing. Listen, okay? I'm giving y'all factual information. You contact them by phone and you tell them that your name is spelled incorrectly. This is not what the average person would call a dispute. It's not really a dispute. It's just an update. If you're updating something, that's not disputing it. You understand what I'm saying? So you're just like, hey, there's an error. My name is spelled wrong. And then they're going to fix it. Okay, well, what's the right spelling of your name? Because they see it's 5 different names up there for you. Another thing I want you to understand is if your name is spelled John K. Doe, right? John K. Doe. And you see on your credit report it say Doe K. John, that's not correct. Think about it, y'all. And people be ignoring this stuff, but it's important. It's so important. If it say John K. Doe, that is your name. Or it might say John, whatever the K stand for, Kevin Doe. That's still accurate. That's your name. But if it say Doe John, that's not my name. If it say John Doe K, that's not my name. Make sure it's exactly how it looks on your ID. Okay? Now, the next thing that is super important for y'all to understand is the address. See, what you do is you look at the addresses that's on your credit report and you'll say something like, you know what? I used to live there, and I used to live there, and I used to live there, but this is where I live now. So you got like 4, 5 addresses on your credit report, right? Well, here's the thing. You do not live there no more.
Right.
And what they do is they actually send out letters and they send out documents to those old addresses intentionally. Because the law makes them have to respond to you and have to reach out to you to inform you of any type of debt they're trying to collect or your status on the account. But as long as they can prove they mailed it to you to an address that was once connected to you, they're in the clear. But you as the consumer never received it. So that's almost like, it's not fair, right? So you got to remove those addresses. You only want the address that where you live is reported. Like that's all you want. You want that address. But here's another thing I got to tell y'all. And it's a lot of people out here going through this. And I understand, I respect it, but I got to be realistic with y'all. When you live one place, get mail at another place, and your ID say another place, listen, y'all. Listen.
We've all been there.
We have. But I gotta be honest with my viewers and say it's a reason for that. Sneaky link. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Who you hiding from? If your address where you live is not where you get in mail, it is not on your ID, who are you hiding from? Now, you deal with that on your own time, but I'm just saying, when it comes to credit, you will get denied immediately because of that. You've been jumping around address to address, you will get denied. So what you want to do, okay, listen, Bars for Breakfast, we telling you the best practices, you know what I mean, from experience. Get everything under one accord. Your address on your ID matches the address you receive mail and matches where you live, okay? That's just got to be the way it is. Now, so those old addresses that you used to live at, your mama address, you're like, well, you know, I still get mail at my mama house. That don't got nothing to do with what's on your credit report. You need it removed off your credit report. And you'll find out later on throughout the season, like, why, right? I can't give you plays to go get cars and do all these type of things if y'all don't have these basic things done, right? And so that's why I had to make episode 1 about the basics, all right? Now, when you contact them, they're going to ask you, have you ever lived there before? You don't have to lie. I'm not telling y'all to lie. I don't want you to lie. Just tell them, ma'am, sir, I don't live there now. Yeah. Okay? I don't live there now. Period. And that's why you want that removed.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, okay, well, what about here? Have you lived there before? Mm-hmm. Ma'am, sir, I don't live there now. I live here. And make sure that they understand you only want one address on your credit report. Okay? Now, after you got your name corrected, the address corrected, your employer. I know y'all probably saying like, man, it's an old job. I worked at McDonald's, whatever. I don't care. Yes, it matters. Because think about it. What if you're trying to apply for a $100,000 card and they say you're employed at McDonald's? Huh? Oh, you ain't think about that, right? It says current employer on your credit report. It says that. And so whoever you work for, they're going to be able to calculate. You talking about on this application, you make $100,000 a year. But it say you work for McDonald's on your credit report. Denied. I promise you. Listen, shots fired. Denied. Okay? So, if that is not your current employer, have them remove it. See, guys, I don't want y'all to think that this is something like that's challenging. I promise you, this has no challenge to it whatsoever. There's no letters and all. This is not challenging at all. This is you basically calling them and making sure they correct all that personal information, right? Because if they don't do it and you keep it the way it is, I promise you, you're going to run into some brick walls. And I just explained one of those walls to you. Now, after you got the employer removed, you want to make sure the phone numbers that's on your credit report are your phone number. Now, here's the crazy part about that, and this is from experience. It was an old phone number on the credit report. There was a fraud alert on the credit report. So in order for you to get approved, they have to contact you from that number that's on your report, and you have to pick up the phone and confirm that it's you, right? Problem with that is you don't have access to that number no more. Mm-hmm. And they're going to tell you, well, unfortunately, because you don't have access to that number, we got to deny you. You still got the inquiry, and now you got to go to the credit bureaus and have them remove it anyway. Mm-hmm. So let's make that happen now, okay? While we're doing what we're doing, while we're talking about what we're talking about, all right? So if it's not your current employer, it's not your phone number, not your fix it. Fix it. You make sure they remove it. Take it off. And they'll ask you, well, do you want to put a phone number on there? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't put phone numbers on there. Because if I put a phone number on there and something happens and I need to change my number, I'm going to keep calling y'all. You don't need a phone number on your credit report. Anybody tell you that, they lying. You do not need a phone number. You do not need an email on your credit report. Mm-hmm. Okay? You don't even need an employer, but if there's no employer up there, they're going to be like, how you getting money? And if you say you're self-employed, then put your company on there. Mm-hmm. You can put your company on there if you're self-employed. And even if you got a company and never made $1 in the company, you can still put that company because that's your company. So your employer is your company, especially if you're an entrepreneur, because you got to work for your company, right? So that's the personal information, y'all. That covers all of it, all right? And like I said, when you do that, you're basically putting yourself in a position to now start cleaning your credit report. Mm-hmm. You understand me? I've seen situations where when you get the personal information correct and they remove all of that stuff, now when you go after those collections or those late payments, those were connected to that wrong information. Mm-hmm. That account was connected to that address that's not there no more. So how they gonna validate it? And that's how some things get removed. All right. So that's what we talked about. This is the first day of season 2. This is an important session because we want to make sure y'all understand the value of what we bring in with Bars for Breakfast. All right, this is stuff you can do right after you get off the live. You can go and do this stuff right now. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Now I have here the report. So tell me, what is the first item that you want to report as fraud, sir?
Okay, so it starts at the top. The addresses, the phone numbers, the names, all of that's incorrect on my credit report. So I need to update all of that information. So we're going to start first with the addresses. Are you able to see the addresses on there?
So the address does not belong to you?
I'm going to tell you the ones that don't belong to me. I'm looking at my credit report right now. So I'm going to go over the ones that don't belong to me. And so that way you can see it on your end and go ahead and put those in this dispute as well.
Sure, tell me, what is the first one?
All right, so the first one is Street, Brooklyn, New York.
One moment. Okay. Did that one to get it deleted? The next one?
Binghamton, New York.
Okay. Next address that does not belong to you?
Two.
The next one?
Hazleton.
Okay.
The next
Any
one?
other one?
Yes. Columbia.
One moment, please. Okay, sir. Any other one?
Yes, so the 138 apartment B, that's incorrect.
Okay, so it's exactly the same as the other one, except for the apartment. Both are incorrect.
Right, so the one that shouldn't be there.
Just a moment. I see. 1 second. So the one without the apartment is the only one that is correct.
Right, that's my previous address, and my current address.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, what is the next item, sir?
All right, that's it for all the addresses. Now,
okay, so
now it's the phone numbers.
Okay, let's go to the phone number section. Okay, I'm there.
All right, so 843-321-8444. That's not my phone number, never has been.
Okay. And the next one?
843-473-0133. That's not my phone number, shouldn't be there as well.
Okay. Any other one?
Yeah, so also there was a fraud alert placed on my account. It looks like day before yesterday, in which I didn't authorize that, nor does this phone number belong to me. As I'm reading it, it says I can be reached at 914-800-5125. That's not my phone number, and I didn't place this fraud alert on my account.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see. 914-800-5125. So that's not your phone number?
Correct, that's not it.
At all? I just said that you didn't authorize that alert to be
right.
in the report.
That neither, so that needs to be removed.
Okay, for that alert, I will need to ask you just one security question that you set up here, okay?
Yes.
And it is, what was the name of your favorite teacher? And you also set up a 4-digit security number. Could you validate it for me? Thank you, sir. 1 moment. Okay, it seems like the last representative submitted a request for getting that deleted, okay?
Okay,
but
perfect.
It's in the process to be deleted.
Okay, perfect. So now we got to go to the name section. Y'all have my name spelled incorrect on here a dozen of times.
How do you spell your first name, please?
Tyshawn.
Okay, 1 second. And how do you spell your last name?
You see how many different ways it's messed up?
Yes, sir, I do. Second.
And my middle name is...
Okay, perfect. I submitted those variations to be deleted.
Okay, now the last thing is, it looks like inquiries were placed on my account, which I didn't authorize. I didn't apply for anything. So those need to be removed as well.
So those are related to fraud?
Yes.
Identity theft?
Correct.
Okay, let's see. So let's go to the inquiry section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm here. What is the name and date for the first one, sir?
It's American Express 11/22 2020.
One moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, I see it. One moment. Okay, what is the next
Cre-
inquiry, sir?
Credit One Bank, which was July 20th, 2021.
Mm-hmm. Any other one?
The next one is Navy Federal Credit Union, May 3rd, 2022.
May 3rd, 2020. Okay, yes, I see it. One moment. Mm-hmm. Any other one?
Yes, looks like JPMCB card. I don't know what that is, but it was September 1st, 2022.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, I see. That is JP Morgan Chase Bank.
Yeah, I didn't apply for them, nothing. I don't have nothing with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I submitted that one also.
All
Any
right.
other item or personal information?
Nope, that's everything. So that's my address, my phone numbers, my name, the fraud alert, those inquiries. Yep, that should be it.
Okay, so let me just give you a couple of expectations and recommendations about this. First,
Okay.
if you haven't, we recommend you to get in contact with those companies. They can be aware about this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can also file and send us a police report if you have more issues related to fraud. And you can also dispute online any item that is not related to fraud by going /dispute. Okay.
Okay.
And about all of these items, they're going to be deleted within the next 24 to 72 hours.
Okay.
And we're going to notify you using your email address associated with the membership. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, how long would
You're
it take
welcome,
for that fraud alert to come off my account?
It's going to be the same because the last representative submitted a request and it's going to be the same, 24 to 72 hours.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day, sir.
You
Thank
too.
for coming.
All right. Bye-bye. Just like that.
Listen to
These bars for breakfast on a weekday. Come and see who on the guest list. Crypto, credit, and real estate investments.